those are the most important things. They're the brains of your computer. And the processor, we have to start there because the processor here is something really exciting.
Yeah.
Intel released what they're calling their Core i line about a year ago.
Yeah.
The Core i3 processor, which is what we've included here, this is the latest in that line. So this is even a newer version. The Core i3 380M, which includes this new hyper-threading technology, which in the past, a dual-core processor, which this is, each core could do one task at the same time, which was great. That allowed for multitasking. But they've taken it to the next level. This hyper-threading technology allows each core to now multitask. So you're talking about four-way multitasking, similar to the way that a quad-core processor works.
Yeah.
That's the kind of power story we're talking about here. And for you as the consumer that's saying, wow, that's a lot of information, Christine, what does that mean? When you go to boot your PC, if you've got an older PC at home, think about how long it takes to boot your PC. Simple processes like that, booting your PC, accessing your software, accessing your files, getting programs to run, watching videos, all of those things are kind of based around how fast and how efficient your processor is, along with the amount of RAM that you have.
Have you ever gotten a link to a YouTube video, you click it, and you have to wait 20 minutes, read the paper, get a cup of coffee? Right? Have you ever had to wait that long? That's because the processor
Intel, excuse me, launched their Core i line of processors about a year ago. We've actually included the latest one here, the Core i3 380M. So it's the latest release of the Core i3. Includes this new hyper-threading technology. So you're seeing a little graphic here. Before, a dual-core processor, each core could do one task at the same time, which was still fast, that was efficient, but they've taken it to another level. They've included hyper-threading, which allows for four-way multitasking. So now each of those cores can multitask. So for you in the end, long story short, that's going to mean faster boot times, faster access to all of your software, all of the applications that you're running. And when you couple that with 4 gigabytes of DDR3, which is the latest RAM memory, RAM is your random access memory, when you couple those two together, you're talking about the ultimate for power and performance. If you're a multitasker, which we all have become multitaskers on our PCs. We open our email, we open our Facebook page, we're looking at photos, we're looking at multiple websites because we like to shop on the web. Maybe you're running software programs at the same time. If you're like me, I want them to all run efficiently and fast. When I click on something, I want it to open, and I want them all open at the same time. Now you can do that with that Intel Core i3 processor.
It's an amazing thing. And remember, taking advantage of this great opportunity to pick up a computer that is just chock-a-block full of all the bells and whistles that you love and need. Let's remind you that the engine of this computer, which is the processor, is the i3, or the Core i3 processor from Intel. Let's talk about why that is a very impressive processor.
So this is one of the latest processors to come from Intel. Their Intel Core i line was just released about a year ago. This is the Core i3, and this is the latest in that line. It's the Core i3 380M, which includes this hyper-threading technology. So the little animation that you're seeing is explaining that the predecessor, the dual-core processor, each core could do one task at the same time, which was great. That meant multitasking. But they've taken it to a different level. They've included this hyper-threading technology, which is allowing each core to now multitask. So you're talking about four-way multitasking. It's almost like going from a dual-core processor to a quad-core processor. You're really getting that same type of performance now. And for you, that just means boot time. From the time that you power up your PC, from the beginning to actually being able to work on your PC, faster than ever, lightning fast. You can actually access your programs faster than ever. And when you start to couple a really fast processor like that, it's 2.5 gigahertz, by the way, which if you're doing some competitive shopping, look at that speed on the processor of what you're looking at. But when you couple that with the 4 gigs of DDR3 RAM memory, which is the latest, fastest RAM that's available, you're talking about an incredible
getting, and why people have dialed in today, because you're looking for a great value. And you get Facebook postings, I do as well.
Constantly.
The number one reason, again and again and again, that people want to upgrade, although color's great, it's not the color.
No,
it's that they're sick and tired of waiting, sick and tired of going, would you load already?
Yes,
Come on,
yes.
I'm getting
It's
old.
so frustrating.
I need to shave. My gray hairs are coming in. Come on. Make it happen. You need a great processor. This is not a dual core, but a Core i3 processor from Intel. That's your engine.
The latest from Intel. You are getting the latest in technology, including this new hyper-threading technology. So in the past, a dual-core processor, which this is, could only do one task within each core. core. Now with this hyper-threading technology, you can multitask within the core. So you're going from two-way multitasking, which was fine, which was efficient, but Intel's taken it to that next level. Now it's four-way multitasking within each core of your processor. For you as the consumer, that's going to mean incredible speed to boot. So from the time that you hit start on your computer,
boom,
and you start your computer up, you are ready to work within seconds.
And you know what? Also, when we did this last night, we were playing with it, and it's just unbelievable.
It's so fast.
When you really get a fast computer, you're like, oh,
wow,
it makes you happy.
Yes,
like your TV.
Yes.
Like, would you want your TV when you go from NBC to ABC? Would you like to wait for it to load?
You would go crazy.
You would go insane.
Yes.
Go back to QVC and check on what's going on. Oh, it's loading.
Processor.
No, the processor. You know what? No matter how pretty the colors are, chartreuse color, lime, whatever they are, it doesn't matter if you don't have a computer that runs fast. Hyper-threading technology is smart multitasking. It enables each processing core to run independently. What does that mean? It means that you've got everything from antivirus software running. You've got music running. You're on the internet with a multiple number of things happening at the same time. You don't know how many tasks the computer is doing. All I want to know is that it's doing it at its optimum speed, right?
That's exactly right. That latest processor from Intel, they've done it right. They've done this four-way multitasking. So we've moved from that two-lane highway to the four-lane highway, and we are flying. The speed, the performance here, incredible.
Have you ever
been frustrated?
Yes.
Which most of you have contacted me and said, my computer's a dog. It's running really slow. It takes 40 minutes to start, whatever.
Yes.
That's all going to be relieved.
The information loads on a computer. The information loads every multi-second,
yeah,
right?
to see what's going on in the background of the computer is really amazing.
Have you ever seen a video where you're watching, and it just stops? Like
I hate that.
Because it's trying to catch up.
Again.
It's loading again. Look at this. Look at what's happening right now. That is a high-definition movie that you're watching.
This video, by the way, Rick, we purposely sped it up so that you can really see the full effect of the HD graphics solution that's included here, as well as that processor.
Guys, can you come in closer?
So you're not seeing any hiccups. Look at the detail, and you're watching. Look how fast
That's a computer screen, everybody. That's your computer screen.
Your high-definition computer
screen.
You
don't have to have a glitch.
You can see every detail of those people's faces if you really wanted to look at that.
I mean, you can save money and get the car with 3 tires or 3 full tires and 1 flat tire.
That would not be fun.
Or you can get a really good car and it's got a great engine and a great suspension and great brakes.
And how about from the number one car manufacturer
or the number one
PC manufacturer?
Now, here, computer, yours, Billy. From